Hello everybody. This is the first one we're doing. This is just a quick warm-up before the main event, but let us know if you can hear us.
Yeah, just give us a quick ping in the messages just so that we know that you can see and hear us. We've never done one of these before. So.
I still can't see ourselves.
Oh, it's still, the screen's black. Something's happening.
Oh,
Yay,
there we go.
There we go. You've got us.
Bit of a delay.
Yeah.
Still can't see ourselves. Sounds good. Thanks a lot.
Yay, we're here.
We'll just give it a bit of a warm-up. We're not at 5 o'clock just yet. And I've got a massive delay on my return feed here. So
I know, it's strange seeing such a delay. We'll ignore it. I'm not looking over there. Well, for those of you that have tuned in already, hi there. From the French Pyrenees, it's nice and sunny at last. Up until today, it's been horrible.
We're in between cycling tours, hence doing the live, because we haven't been able to do anything on the off-grid plot. And we went from the Atlantic coast all the way across to the Mediterranean coast, and it rained near enough every day.
Poor guys.
The guys that came with us are still at our place. They're here for another week. Luckily now they're in 30 degrees Celsius temperatures. But yeah, it was a bit miserable last week, and several of the climbs, the big passes, the Tourmalet, the Aspan, the Col de Salor, were all shut. One of them was due to an earthquake. We had an earthquake back in March, and it lasted for about 8 seconds and shook our house. We could really feel it.
Yeah.
But the epicenter was over by this one pass, and there was a huge landslide, and it took away the road. So cyclists couldn't pass. It's just one of those things when you're doing these tours.
You never know what we're going to get.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it wasn't publicised prior to us getting there. But anyway, we're back. So let's go. Are we? Is it time
it's not
yet?
5. We'll have to wait 2 minutes. But it's good that it all works. Oh, it's quite glary here, so I hope you can see our faces okay.
Might not want to. Can't see anything.
It says we're back on.
Are we back on, guys? Give us a ping, let us know. Because Julie can talk. I'll sit and talk all afternoon.
Yeah, okay.
We're back. Yay!
Right. Yeah, as we were saying, thanks for the nice comments on the last video. We just wanted to show exactly what we do, and again, how we're actually basically funding all of this build as well. And the reason we're doing it in 3 or 4 years time when we retire, we want somewhere to move into so we can sell that business on. And yeah, that's going to be our retirement plan.
And we're doing this, it seems slow time, but we're doing it as we can afford to do everything, because we don't have a huge budget. We're just doing it as we get an influx of money and just keep going along. But we plan to do this as debt free as possible, so that when the time comes that we sell on our business, that money funds the rest of our time here and whatever we do from then on.
So the big question, what everybody wants to know is, what did Julie do to her fingers?
Oh my God,
And nobody guessed. Nobody in their right mind would even be able to think of how this was done.
Honestly, stupid award. I've gone beyond the stupid award. Yeah.
So I was down in the bottom field cutting with the tractor. I was having problems, and I'll show you that in the next video, but my tow bar off the tractor rattled free and basically went straight under the cutters and broke all my blades. And I was coming back up here
with headphones on, listening to music,
And I was just starting the repair, and I shouted to Julie, "Go and get me my spanners and whatever." And she came back with them, and she was holding her hand,
with a
and
with a cloth over it. I'm not very good when I'm okay with everybody else, but when it's myself or like Ian Blood, I just freak out. And what I did was the most stupidest thing. Ian's put me forward for the Darwin Award because yeah.
so we have the remote control lawnmower,
Oh God, please! It
and
makes me feel sick thinking about it.
it has several safety features. One of those safety features is when the back door is open, so that the grass can fly out normally into the big basket, but you can actually set it that it
Yeah, you can
ignores
override.
it ignores the sensor. So, and we strap it to the back. But the remote control, you've got to have at least two fingers on it to keep the blade going. Well, Julie somehow kept the blade going,
I don't
and
even know how I did this.
well,
I really, truly thought I turned it off.
but
I
she
couldn't hear that it was going because the tractor was going past me, and like a complete idiot, that's the polite word for it, the back had got clogged up with all the long wet grass. So I just tickled it with my fingers to get the bit of grass out. Tickled it, yeah.
She put her hand straight into the back of the mower and the blade shot two fingers off.
Well, I didn't chop them off. I have got them, but I have stitches. But yeah, I just ran around going, Ian, 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 in a very English voice, and then hid and threw a bottle of water over them. And I have to confess, I have got new bandages on, but I still haven't looked at them because I'm a baby. I'm a big wuss. But it made great fun for last week with all our guys. I was like landing aircraft with my big white sausage fingers.
So I couldn't fix my tractor, so that's this week's project.
You had to fix me first.
Yeah. So if anybody's got any questions, we got a few from the comments, but anybody got any questions, stick them on the live chat. I mean, the first question is sort of relates to the title of our channel, Homesteading Uncontained, as we were building, and I say were, with two containers to form the majority of our house plans. And the whole design is around, and still is, the two containers with a 3 meter sort of in-betweeny part, which was going to be timber frame.
Because we were really serious about going down this route, and we put lots of planning into that. And Ian will explain why now we've decided not to do it with containers, and there is a good reason for that.
I mean, the first reason is we'd have to frame it inside and out, so why bother? And a lot of people said that, and also the condensation, the insulation, all of that stuff. So we thought, why don't we just timber frame it? But I am not a building designer or engineer. I've designed the house, but structurally I'm not an engineer. So
that's what we were worried about, the structural engineering side of things, and load rates, all that sort of stuff that you guys understand.
So as a DIYer, we are going to be putting in a insulated concrete form, ICF half basement. So it's going to be a 1 meter crawl space, the same depth or the same height all the way across. So we're actually going to dig into the bank down 1 meter, and then it will come out like a cheese wedge. So that will form the basement where all our services will run and everything else, and probably a lot of storage as well afterwards. And on top of that, we will then get a company to structurally design and fabricate SIPS panels, structural insulated panels, and that will come as a kit. But also, we can't put it together ourselves.
That's the downside. This is something that we were really looking forward to be able to do. Just the two of us get on with this, but yeah, we've looked into it, and they won't.
And yeah, the main thing is certification.
Yeah.
So this has to be signed off by a structural engineer. It has to be installed correctly by their engineers or their technical guys. And then we will have a house certification for our buildings insurance. And also, if we sell it on, once we're dead and buried and the kids want to sell this on, then somebody who buys it will be able to get a mortgage out on it because it will have this house certification. But the rest of it, we'll just carry on. So we will do the roof, we'll do the windows, the
Everything.
plumbing, the electrics, the inside, everything else is purely the erection of the panels. But we've stated that we need to be the two labourers running around helping them out. So
Yeah. So that's the reason why we have moved away from doing it with the containers.
but we will have a single container on the property,
There will be a container.
and it will be a barn sort of animal shelter. And if anybody's seen the homesteading rescue program with the Rainies, they build these containers with a sloping roof with a couple of big tree trunks. They look fantastic. And we're going to have that down in the lower field down the bottom there.
Yeah, because we can dig out a chunk in the bank, set it back, and it's a beautiful area to be able to have a barn down there and some housing for some little woolly animals.
Just a quick question here. Are you planning on a single story property?
Yes.
It is single story. I didn't want to go too high because we haven't got we're in direct sight just over that way with a huge cathedral, which is
A World Heritage Site.
yeah. And behind us is a Bâtiment de France, an
It's a
ancient
chateau.
building of France, and that's behind us. So I didn't want to antagonize the local authority by building a two-story big mansion on here. We're just going for a bungalow.
Yeah. Because at the beginning, when we first started all of this, that was our main worry, was the Bâtiment de France and being allowed to actually build something on this property. So, and also, yeah, a single story, that's all we need.
So another question we had was, has the build process gone sort of faster or slower than we thought? Now, we gave ourselves 5 years from the beginning to moving in. Now, we're 18 months to 2 years in, and we have finished the garage, and we've done most of the structural work with the retaining walls, the drainage, all of those things.
Yeah, but all the hidden stuff that nobody's ever going to see. But
all underground.
we feel like this past winter, we have become structural engineers. The amount of digging and building these retaining walls, and thank you so much for sticking with us through all of that. I think we're pretty good at wall building. We've got one more to build. Well,
so I think what's happened, it's a slow start because you're learning all the time, and also you're acquiring the machinery, the tools, all of that stuff. So the next retaining wall, we have no problem. We know how to do the footings. We know how to put the blocks in, the rebar, filling them in, putting the caps on.
I've got my cement mixed down to a fine art now. I can chuck them bags in and the sand.
So the foundations for the ICF, the insulated concrete forms, that will go as a breeze, I think.
I hope so.
We will need, I think, to get in some concrete trucks. We'll have to try and find a pump because there's just too much concrete for myself and Judy to mix.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, I mean, every block, even doing the retaining wall for this building when we first started, we've done everything with buckets, scooping up all that cement, tipping it in the blocks with buckets. Oh, yeah, there's got to be a better way to do this. But the thing is, we don't have a concrete pump that can come down here, and also it was just a pure expense of it.
They're expensive, but I
think we're not fast enough for that.
For the house, we need to do that properly.
Yeah, that we do.
We'll have to fork out the money for the pump. The machines also help a huge amount. That little skid steer. Somebody asked about, are we still happy with it?
Oh, we love it. I wish we'd had it sooner.
It's been out this morning.
Yeah.
We did a lot of tidy work. We came back after 2 weeks away, and this place was just horrible. The grass and the weeds were up here.
Welcome to the jungle.
We trimmed it all, weed whacked it all, and then I got the skid steer out and leveled it, moved some soil around. Got complaints from the neighbours because it's Sunday and they don't want that. And then we set a fire going.
Oh, we've annoyed everybody this morning. But we were like, earphones in, la la la.
We haven't got time to mess around because we're away again next week. So the skid steer is fantastic. And we were supposed to be visited by Newman Engineering on Tuesday. They had a visit planned with us. They're in Lyon at the moment, but they couldn't get a flight down to us to Toulouse. So they're going to come next time then, but they have invited us to their factory. We'll have to figure that one out. But yeah, I don't know what we were going to talk about, but they were going to come visit us, see the
they're
machines
quite
in action.
excited to come and see us. So we thought, oh well, we don't mind.
We're going to be getting all our Chinese cultural greetings and everything. But yeah, we'll see next time. So yeah, very happy with them.
Yeah.
You know, we've had problems with the little mini digger.
We have problems with everything.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what it is.
But they're all fixed. They're all just behind this wall here. They all start first time. The skid steer, we had the issue with the track. We changed the little jockey wheel. It's all good now. So,
yeah, they've just been niggly, simple problems, haven't they?
So our planned date of moving in is probably 3 years' time. And that will coincide, or it should coincide with retiring from the business that we're doing now. So we're going to start the process soon of putting that on the market and seeing how it goes. Yeah. At the moment, this year, we've got a full year.
We're so busy.
It's good.
We're not complaining. We love what we do, but it gets to a point after 20 plus years, it's time to move on to the next chapter. And this is our next chapter. And we're really excited to do this. And in a way, we miss doing this during our season. And we come up here and we try and get as much done as possible. But to really get the gritty jobs done, you need to be here full time doing them.
So, one question. Where does Ian get his engineering skills from?
I taught him everything.
Yeah. I suppose I didn't think of it at the time, but when I left school at 16 and joined the Royal Navy, and I went in as an artificer apprentice. Now the artificer branch was 150 years old. It was one of the first branches in the Navy, and we were the guys that would fix things, get things sorted. I was in communications and electronic warfare. So I had all the satellite equipment, the radio equipment, the secret listening equipment for various enemy radars and missiles and things like this. But I basically was just on standby to get the equipment running so the operators could get on with their job. And that was a 5-year apprenticeship. But alongside that, we had to do machining workshops, basically everything, because if we didn't have the part in stock, we had to fabricate it, make it, and then fit it. So I've done all the lathe work. We spent months and months just hand filing metal blocks down to thousandths of an inch or micrometer. I don't even know what they're called now, micrometers. But looking back, it was, why the hell do we need to do all of this? But I don't know, it got you into a mindset that you just need to sort things out and get them done. And I think that's where we are now. We don't have anybody on hand to ask or help. YouTube is fantastic for us.
Oh, we love YouTube.
We quickly go on and check it, but there's so many differing methods that you have to go through all the methods and try and work them out what is best for you. And
carpentry, we do phone my dad a lot. My dad is a long time retired old school carpenter and joiner, and my dad is loving this process, what we're doing, and we put him on FaceTime, on WhatsApp, and he's telling him, oh well, I'll do this, Ian, and diddy ding ding, or so it's nice to have my dad in the background just giving us a few pointers. And you guys,
Julie's dad actually helped us with a house in the UK.
Yeah.
We did a self-build in the UK, but the majority of it was done by contractors. We then went in afterwards and did all the second fix carpentry, plumbing, electrics, all of that stuff. But Julie's dad came down every weekend for probably about 6 months, putting in all the windows, the trim, the stairs, everything. So I was his labourer, and it was all hand tools then as well. This was 25 years ago, all hand tools. I had one small Makita drill thing, and that was it. So we learn on the job, but we've got nobody to ask, and that's the thing. Hopefully,
Can you see us? Give us Julie's cheeky thumbs up. We're still here.
We always see other people's lives like this.
Stop, 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 stop. Yes, we can see some messages pinging up.
Ah, we're back. Okay.
Yay!
We'll be quick now. The phone overheated in the sun, so it all
And
came off.
it's like 32 degrees here, and the phone was right in the sun.
So just going back, that's how we sort of are getting on with this. We're just by the skin of our teeth, basically.
We're not pros.
Another question we had on the water tank. It's
yeah.
totally full. It's doing brilliant. But I'd like to ask a question. Anybody out there? We get a lot of dust, like the Saharan dust that blows over, just general dust on the roof of this building. It's washing down into the gutters and going straight down into the tank. So it's not leaf mulch or anything like that. It's really fine dust. So if anybody got an idea of a filtration for that dust, that would be great. We're not planning on drinking this water.
No, here in France, we have to be on mains water, which it's not an issue for us. All the water that we're collecting here, it's purely for the garden, the vegetable garden, when that's all up and established, and for animals. So it's just a case of being able to filter it so that that huge tank that we managed to bury. To this day, I don't know how we did that. But yeah, that huge water tank that we buried, we just don't want that filling up at the bottom with basically sludge. Yeah.
So talking of animals, another question was what animals we're having. End of the year, Julie is going to get meat birds.
I really want to do a test run with some meat birds. We've said this for the last winter, but it ran away with us with all what we were doing here.
So we're going to build up the various chicken tractors, get the various equipment, and just probably try about 25 birds to begin with.
The only thing we have a problem finding is a chicken plucker.
Yeah, the plucker machine. They're very expensive over here. So I'll look into either whether I make one myself or just find a second-hand one. So meat birds to begin with, and we're going to start those this year. And then once we're sort of moving down here and we've got a bit more fencing, we have all the fencing, it's just on the camera. We're going to start off with a couple of little feeder pigs. Something that's not going to rip up the whole place. So sort of grass munchers, things like that. Again, it'd be great to hear a European breed that was available here, if anybody knows of any, that are quite nice little pigs, but we'll just sort
fast growers. We don't want something like a cooney that takes 2 years to mature. We want something that's like an 8-month process, but isn't going to rip up all the ground. So we're not really sure what breeds there are in Europe that like eating grass.
And then we mentioned the container barn animal shelter down below. Once we got that in place, Julie really wants these little black-faced sheep. They're called Valais black-nosed sheep.
Oh, they're so beautiful. Oh, they're so cute.
Not for eating, because Julie doesn't do.
I don't
She's not a lamb eater.
I don't like lamb, and I don't like goat's cheese.
So basically, these are quite a rare breed. So we're planning on basically just breeding the lambs and selling them on. But they'll be good to munch down all of this grass.
And to flatten the ground as well, so they'll help with the ground.
And I suppose if you've seen in previous videos, there's a couple of fields attached to ours. Now, depending whether we can secure those, I would love a couple of alpacas or 3 or 4 alpacas. But it all depends whether we can get that land there. We've always got the 2 acres up at the polytunnel.
That's where Tyson is.
But that's not connected here, and you always sort of want animals close to you. But maybe we use that 2 acres for hay or something like that.
But don't forget, we've still got Tyson. He keeps forgetting. My little old man, oh bless him, he's 38 years old now.
Yeah,
we've had him.
I've not made any plans for him to be on this property here.
Oh, don't say that, please. I love my Tyson. We've had him forever and ever. He was our daughter's big pony before going on to horses, and we've had him since a youngster. And I couldn't bear to part with him when we left England to move to Holland, and he's been with us forever and a day, and he will stay with us. He's not going anywhere. he'll be compost somewhere when the time comes with
So
a
that's
tree.
yeah. What other things we've got? We were asked about snow. How do we plough the roads? But basically,
It evaporates before it's had chance.
when we first arrived here 20 years ago, we would be snowed out all the time. It wasn't so heavy that we'd have to worry about roof loads or that, but we would be under snow for a couple of weeks at a time. We'd have to push it away or shovel it away. We don't have snow blowers or plows here.
Just a shovel.
The local authority does have a lot of snow plows, gritters, and a lot of them are there to clear the access to the ski stations. We have probably 4 or 5 ski stations close to us, so they want those accessible for all their customers. So they've got plenty of machines, and there's a lot of snow up on the high mountains, so there's still quite good skiing. But down here, we're at 450 meters.
We're below the level, aren't we?
And the snow level is sort of minimum 700 meters. So it's a good balance, because if we want snow, we can pop up there and get it. But it's just great not having to worry about all of that. So, and then my poorly car, the little rally car, that was another question. Yeah, it's still poorly, basically because I haven't looked at it.
No, we've been too busy actually.
We've got a couple of weeks in August that I'll spend time. I have a local mechanic who's specializes in Renault, which is my little car, old Renault engines and gearboxes. So he's come round and had a look at it, and I think we'll work with him. He's on his a big car tour at the moment, but once he's back, we will get prepared for a test rally, which we're hoping to do in Costa Brava in October.
We've done this rally several times prior to COVID. It's great fun. It's a multi-day one. It's a huge one.
So, and if we do well with that, if the car survives that, then we'll think about for Monte Carlo next year. But yeah, that was a very disappointing time this year, having to pull out of that rally. That was our holiday. So we haven't had a holiday for years because we've been doing this. But
we're not complaining.
No,
I can't believe how busy. Our off season from our cycling business has been every day here. Eating, breathing, doing this the whole time, and we're really enjoying this whole process and recording it. You know, I mean, it's just we've been enjoying doing this, haven't we?
A quick question here: is there a French Air Force base near us? Because you see planes and helicopters.
He lives in the next village.
The guy who pilots, well, he's an instructor for that Apache helicopter that constantly goes over us, lives a village over, and the nearest the Air Force base is in Tarbes, which is about 50 kilometers away over there, and he constantly just comes over and basically just circles our village here, and then goes over his house, turns around, and then he goes back again.
I think he's just being nosy to see what we're up to.
And then recently we've had quite a lot of jets, just they're training. We've got very deep valleys here, going up to the high mountains, and I think it's just a training area for them. So
it's like a scene from Top Gun.
Yeah.
What else have we got?
Wind turbines. I'd love one. I just don't think the local authority would love one. Again, with that big cathedral over there and the chateau behind us, I just don't think they would put up with that.
But our solar's doing fantastic. That one panel.
That solar tracker is just fantastic. We have all the equipment now. We're about to start on the solar upgrade. So I'm putting a second panel on that solar tracker. So that'll give me a kilowatt all day on that tracker. And then we've got 4 more panels to put on the back of the annex. So we have all of that. I have the batteries, I have the inverter, all the interconnects. And
we just need the time to do it.
It's all waiting, ready to go, and we need to get that done. Although the EcoFlow with that solar tracker,
it's not gone out.
It hasn't gone out. It hasn't lost charge once in the last 2 months now. So really pleased with that.
It's made a huge difference. And we can't say enough good things about that. Our son wants one now for his garden.
Right, what have we got? Anything else? Who's Norman Collier? So, I think, what have we been going on now? probably
You're probably bored with us chatting
34
now.
minutes. So
Ooh.
I think we'll sort of close it out now. This again our first live. We've never done one before. We've tried to answer as many questions as we can. You saw in our last video where we've come from, and hopefully where we're going to with this new house build.
And I just want to say, well, on behalf of both of us, you know, we're a bit overwhelmed sometimes with the comments. You know, it's especially nice comments. It's nice to get a nice comment, but we just want to say thank you to everybody.
Yeah.
Take this opportunity now. I know we've said it before in other videos, and you probably just think, well, it's infill, but it's not. We are truly really thankful for everybody that takes the time to actually watch our videos. And again, today, you guys that have clicked in to watch this, thank you. It means a lot to both of us. It really does. Thank you.
So we will see you next week. It's an off-grid property video. So we're doing all the work this week while we've got a bit of time. And then after that, we're heading off again down to the Basque Country for a tour. And then we're in the Alps for nearly a month. So we're going to try and do various small videos throughout.
Yeah, we'll take you along with us, do little snippets so you can see what we're up to amongst everything else.
And a couple of time lapses for the polytunnel build and also the garage build. So we will see you there. But thanks very much for watching. Thanks for all the comments. We'll go through these once
We'll answer you better offline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we'll see you next week.
Bye from the French Pyrenees.